That's a pretty tall building. You want to see something real cool? The tallest building in Chicago. I'm gonna climb that. Ghost Protocol is a lot of people's favorite Mission Impossible, and it is easy to see why. Brad Bird from Incredibles fame directed this one, and he brought something to the series that it desperately lacked. Fun! While still a thrilling PG-13 adventure with bad words and peril, this is very much a family-friendly affair. It has a sense of humor and a lot of likable characters and sequences. This franchise is no longer trying to be an intense drama. It's an action-packed 21st century blockbuster, which means that we have some cool stuff to do today. Because above all else, this movie is known for one thing. This is the one where Tom Cruise climbs the tallest building in the world. And it's so cool! Honestly, I don't really care for this movie. Compared to the other entries, it's just kind of basic. The plot revolves around a generic Russian bad guy who just wants to start a nuclear war. It's outdated, stereotypical, and lazy even for 2011. What's also a shame is that that bad guy is played by Michael Nyqvist, an awesome actor who in this movie only gets to be a big old heap of nothing. How is this the same guy who played Vigo in John Wick? There is, however, an actual supporting cast this time, with character arcs and traits. Jeremy Renner joins the gang as a fun foil to Tom Cruise's confidence. No Ving Rhames, strangely enough, but Simon Pegg gets upgraded to a feature player in his absence. Paula Patton is also introduced as Jane Carter. I unfortunately find her to be a little forgettable, and she does not make a return in the next movie, but at least she has some cool stuff to do in this one and has a compelling emotional stake. Even if she is sexualized. Come on, guys. Overall, the squad has feelings this time. Whoa! There isn't a ton of payoff with these emotions. Again, it's not trying to be too deep, but it still works very well. These characters make the adventure a lot of fun to watch. This movie is just a crowd pleaser. That does mean, though, that I find it to be the most normal Mission Impossible. If you were to rewatch all these movies as much as I have, I think you would understand what I mean. It's the generic one, and that's not bad. I just kind of find it to be a little bland. But like with 3, I still watch this one all the time. Because this will never get old. And I'm gonna do that. This is the Burj Khalifa in Dubai. Opened in 2010, it stands 829.8 meters tall. That is just over half a mile. Still to this day, it is the tallest building in the world. In this scene, Tom Cruise is genuinely being suspended on its exterior at a height of 518 meters, about 2/3 the way up the structure. That's really him, and that's really high. Today, I will be recreating that stunt by visiting the former tallest building in the world, and still the tallest building in America, Chicago's Sears Tower. What's that sound? Hey, I'm a New York version of you, and I interrupt to tell you that you're wrong. That was rude. All right, it's time to complain about architecture, because I think tall buildings are really cool, and I have a lot of Chicago pride that must be defended. In 1931, the Empire State Building was the tallest building in the world. Good for New York City, I guess. It was surpassed more than 40 years later by the same city's Twin Towers in 1973. Those were huge, but only had the title of tallest for a single year before Chicago's Sears Tower opened in 1974. The Sears Tower was then the world's tallest until 1998, but is still the tallest here in the States. Then, of course, One World Trade Center opened in place of the Twin Towers, rising to a symbolic height of 1,776 feet tall, and finally surpassing the Sears Tower as the tallest building in America. Well, so here's where I start being annoying. One World Trade Center in New York City is 1,776 feet tall. That's 541.3 meters. Whoa! But that is the total height, which includes the spire. If you include the spires when comparing these two buildings, then yes, One World Trade is taller than the Sears Tower. But if you only count the part of the building that you can actually still access, the roof height, you know, the part that's still part of the building, then Sears Tower towers over One World Trade. Let's go, Chicago! World Trade's tiny. It's a little tall. Shut it, New York Me. Spares, deep dish, cloud gate, gun socks, recount, roof height, baby! Meat packing. Classic Chicago industry. This debate has been going on for nearly a decade. The official rankings say New York has a taller building, but common sense says we do. But ultimately, I am no architect. It's just fun to, you know, still be right. But more importantly, this also means that me climbing the Sears Tower will be more like Mission Impossible, which is good for me. But then in 2020, Central Park Tower opened in New York City with a roof height actually taller than that of a Sears Tower. Shut up. Anywho, to recreate this groundbreaking stunt, I'll be visiting Sears Tower's Skydeck. The Ledge are small glass rooms that extend 4.3 feet outside the 103rd floor. That's right, long windows that you can walk out on. They sit 412 meters off the ground. Tom Cruise hung off the Burj Khalifa from a height of 518 meters, which is more, but these things are still very high. And while I won't be on the actual outside of the building, they said no. This will be the closest thing to the Khalifa climb that you can do in the United States. Again, just let me have this. While we're trying to act like Ethan Hunt, let's also try to look like him. The in-universe way that Ethan Hunt was able to climb this building was by using a good old-fashioned spy tool. These things, gadgets, basically suction cup gloves. They stick to the building's exterior and support his full weight. He then wears some neat-looking sunglasses to protect his eyes. These are custom wraparound Oakleys that they got for the movie, and as such, they cannot be bought regularly. Especially by me. But that's okay, because in place of professional prop work, I have winter gloves and tube socks, which should work just about as well. And with that, it is again time to do a Mission Impossible stunt. Are working pretty well. Yeah. Very sticky. And there you have it. Perhaps the coolest and most ambitious Mission Impossible stunt recreated perfectly. We did it! That was fun. The film then wraps up with one of the most awkward scenes in cinematic history, where the gang gathers around a table and reminisces on their journey. What an adventure it's been. And before they go, Ethan offers them all one last assignment.
Hey, look, I'm in. Seriously, I mean, it's not as if any mission's gonna be rougher than the last one, is it?
You said it, Benji. I'm really proud of this one. And with only 2 more movies left to go, after this, I'm pretty sure there'll be a piece of cake.
You've completed 2/3 of your mission. Excellent work. For this next one, we're gonna have you hang off an airplane.
What? Oh no.
And now, please enjoy my oldest friend reacting to how tall the Sears Tower is.
Whoa! Yowza! What the? Yowza! What the? Yowza! Yowza!